Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is episode 6 of The Tiger King. Just want to say thank you guys so much for watching all of my content as of late. The views are through the roof. I'm pretty proud of what Danielle and I have done here. I'm very happy with how the YouTube channel is doing in the past couple of weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching one more time. Let's get into it.
What is the title of this one? The Noble Thing to Do. The Noble Thing to Do is the name of this episode, which was episode 6 of The Tiger King, a Netflix original series. Jeff is just a piece of trash, isn't he?
Jeff is just a piece of trash. I think you could tell that by the way he swaggers, honestly. The way the man moves just tells you he's slimy. Yeah, so this episode starts off with them going through Jeff Lowe's sordid history, which are we surprised? I'm not. But he's been smuggling cubs into hotel rooms, which you don't say, since the last few episodes have been about how he's been exploiting these cubs so he can get more women to sleep with him and his wife, which apparently polygamy is just a thing in the exotic animal world, so I guess that's
something that I never knew about, by the way.
I never knew that owning exotic animals meant you just had orgies all the time. My favorite bit of news from this episode was that Joe just kept stealing animals from his own frigging zoo after he knew that Jeff Lowe was going to take total ownership of it and doing it in non-humane manners and taking them to wherever the hell he went in Oklahoma before he ended up being totally investigated by the FBI. He took the money-making cats. They made sure to mention that, and I really wonder where a lot of them went. It's very interesting to see how these cats change hands so often. Like how Joe says at one point in this episode, well, I'll just sell a few cats, and then I'll be able to pay for Carol to be killed. What the hell? But he cares about these animals and we should free him. But he's just going to sell a few of his cats to who God only knows who he's selling these cats to. That infuriates me to my core. But whatever. Who cares about the cats?
He's got to get Carol Baskin in jail or killed for his livelihood. Do you know? It's not about the cats, it's about who Joe is as a person, his personality, and the way he makes his money. And the way he makes his money is selling his animals to the public. Controversial opinion alert. I don't think that you should have a man-eating tiger in the hands of a civilian populace that doesn't know how to take care of it. Because it's not an inanimate object. It's an animal that doesn't know any better. It's a wild animal. It's not a gun. It's not a pen. It's an animal. It's another life form. Respect it, but these people don't respect it. Let's just keep on going back to the fact that these people don't respect these creatures or their lives. They don't respect them. They just see them as a dollar sign. Oh, I'll just sell a few cats. You know, it's anyways, rot in jail. And that kind of leads into the fact that he thought that he was able to buy off one of his employees to be able to kill someone for, in the beginning, 10 grand, and at the end, 6 grand.
Wild to me. That's too cheap a price, but I mean, mind you can buy tiger cubs apparently in the US for $2 grand. So I mean, let's just all bite our tongues.
That is anywhere between 3 to 5 tiger cubs.
I would feel killing someone would be 50 to 70 grand.
That's what I would think too, right? I
don't know. I feel that would be the price. You would quote someone, you know?
Risking.
I don't know. That's what Carol quoted to get her husband killed, but I don't know.
Risking not only the life of the person going to kill the most dangerous game. Next, you got to get away with it. So you either got to dispose of the body or dispose of all the evidence that leads back to that person. And if it doesn't dispose of all the evidence that leads back to that person, well, you got to destroy all the evidence that leads back to the person that hired you. It seems like a lot of work for not even 2 months' pay for most people.
The same guy that he's propositioning to kill his enemy is a guy that he's not even really close friends with. This guy...
He barely knows the guy.
Dead. Huh?
He barely knows the guy.
Not only does he barely know the guy, but Joe obviously rubs this guy the wrong way. But because he has a teardrop tattoo, Joe's like, hey, buddy, you ever kill somebody? I'm surprised you could see that teardrop tattoo, because that teardrop tattoo was in a bunch of wrinkles. I didn't notice it until the Netflix documentary crew was like, oh, what's that tattoo?
Unironically, I thought it was early onset melanoma. I didn't think it was anything. Jeff at the beginning is you're going to cost me another felony He says another felony. He doesn't say you're going to cost me a felony. He says you're going to cost me another felony when he's in his screaming debate with Joe. And then after that, he accuses Joe of embezzling funds and several other felonies.
I don't think anyone's innocent in this. I really do. Like I keep saying in this, I'm glad they have the investigation open into Carol's husband. I hope they find whoever did it, or if he just disappeared, I hope they find evidence towards that, or like disappeared of his own accord or whatever.
Yeah.
If that does happen, if it is Carol, I really hope her animals are cared for. Because honestly, in this situation, it would be Carol's place I would hope those animals would go to. Mm-hmm. Like if if Jeff's place closed, I hope that those cats would go to Carol in places like Carol's. So I think Carol's doing really good work in the big cat sense. That's the thing that bothers me about people. They just talk about what she's done to kill her husband 30 years ago, which if she did kill him, then yes, she does deserve to go to jail. But that was also 30 years ago, and in 30 years, she's made an entire sanctuary that is bettering the lives of big cats. I do not think Carol murdered her husband. I don't know what happened to him. And I really am just really bothered by everything that's been accused to her. I mean, if she did, I really do want the cops to investigate. I want her arrested and everything that happens to her definitely of accord. I hope her animals are cared for. But if she did not, it's really frustrating that she's owning the sanctuary and doing such good work, and the whole of the world is just ignoring it right now because they're bored in their own houses.
And it just seems like a lot of people are outraged over Joe being imprisoned when he kind of seems to be one of the bad guys throughout this. And that is not the light Netflix has tried to paint on him. The light Netflix has tried to paint on him is almost like someone who's wrongfully been accused. Not like someone who's been hoarding animals for decades, not treating them correctly, and having someone try to be killed. They're trying to paint him as this guy who kind of fell from grace, as opposed to someone who's committed all of these kind of atrocities, in my opinion. Everything he's done seems to be a little bit just for the money. Because
when you watch it, you can see the animal abuse. You can see when he hits that cat while the cat has a hold of his shoe. I just want to puke. I mean, I get it. It's a fight for your life at that point, but you put yourself in that position.
I'm going to play a clip right now of Steve Irwin getting dragged into the water by Graham the crocodile real quick and see how he responds.
Crocodiles attack so hard and fast from the water's edge that their prey doesn't get enough time to squeak after they've been hit. Whack! Grabs my hand back into the water so quick that my backup couldn't do a thing about it.
Well, that's the thing too, and even Siegfried and Roy, they did that too. I can't remember which one was attacked. Honestly, it's been so much.
I can't either, but I remember him being like, "Don't kill the cat."
He was mocked.
Yeah,
and that was the last thing he said was, "Don't kill the cat."
Yeah,
and honestly, I do not agree with Siegfried and Roy at all. I think that that is exploitation beyond belief. Mm-hmm. But he knew when that cat dragged him under, that was not the cat's fault. 100% was not the cat's fault.
That was his fault, and he knew that. He owned up to that. He's a real man. He owned up to his own mistake. I chalk it up to people who are in the entertainment industry, or people who are on Facebook. They don't have any veterinary experience, and they don't have any experience inside of the exotic animal world whatsoever. They might have bought a bird or a snake at one point in their lives, but they don't know what it's like to actually work with these animals like you do and like I do, or someone who's worked inside of the industry, whether that be growing up in a veterinary clinic, working with exotic animals like I have, or working in the veterinary industry like I have, once again. So, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that was it about my thoughts about this Tiger King episode. I'm excited for the last episode. I am planning a surprise.
Oh gosh, so. I'm very excited for that as well. All right, I'll film my outro.
Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for watching. This was episode 6 of the Tiger King. If you guys want to do me a favor and comment, and subscribe. Subscribe just because I know as far as the analytics go, I'm looking and it looks like 65 to 70% of the people who watch it are not subscribed. That'd be fantastic if I could hit, you know what, I'm going to say it. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So if you guys could do that for me, that'd be fantastic. Once again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.